Please join me for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Please bow your heads and join me in prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for allowing us to gather here today to celebrate our accomplishments. Without you, none of us would be here today. I pray that as we start the next chapter of our lives, that you will always lead us and guide us. May your blessings always be upon us. In your precious and holy name we pray. Amen.
Good morning. Welcome to the 2020 Belton Honiopath High School graduation. I am Emma Key, Senior Class President. It is my pleasure to introduce our platform guest. Anderson School District 2 board members, Ms. Bonnie Knight, Ms. Julia Barnes, Ms. Brenda Cooley, Mr. Kevin Kraft, and Mr. Jimmy Oots. Ms. Tara Bryce, Assistant Superintendent for Anderson School District 2. Mr. Lester McCall, Director of Human Resources. Ms. Shelley Blaylock, Principal of Marshall Primary. Ms. Tracy Hedrick, Principal of Belton Elementary. Mr. Jeremy Salzman, Principal of Honiopath Elementary. Ms. Kim Witt, Wright Elementary School Principal. Mr. John Michael Hall, Honiopath Middle School Principal. Mr. Josh Burton, Belton Middle School Principal. Mr. Matt Schultz, Assistant Principal, Belton Honiopath High School. Mr. Ernest Mackins, Assistant Principal, Belton Honiopath High School. Mr. Brad Fulton, Assistant Principal, Belton Honiopath High School. Ms. Mary Bortz, Belton Honiopath High School Principal. Skylar Whitfield, Senior Class Treasurer. Megan Lawless, Senior Class Secretary. Ellison Pruitt, Senior Class Vice President. Patience Leba, Class Poet. Spencer Sargent, Student Body President. Hayden Boatwright, Salutatorian and Student Body Vice President. Reed Shulbred, Valedictorian.
Good morning. I said good morning. Thank you. I would like to take the time to welcome you to one of the most highly anticipated events and one of the only events that I have actually attended in all of 2020, the Belton Honiopath High School Class of 2020 Commencement Ceremony. This group of graduates in front of me today has worked extremely hard to be in these seats and have received help and encouragement from many people along the way. On behalf of the class of 2020, I would like to thank the parents, families, friends, faculty, and staff that are both here today and watching this from their houses for all of the love, support, guidance, knowledge, and direction that you have given these young men and women throughout their academic careers. I would like to take a moment to recognize the parents of this group of wonderful grads. It is because of you that I can attest that this group of students is incredibly hardworking, kind, and considerate. At this time, I would like to take a moment for any parent of a 2020 graduate to please stand and be recognized with a round of applause. Over the past 2 months, my faculty and staff have truly gone above and beyond to transform the face of education overnight and to ensure that the educational and emotional needs of our students are being met. I am willing to put my staff above every other teaching staff in the country with how truly dedicated they are to our students. And it is because of them that I can successfully say that every senior that was enrolled in our building prior to us moving to e-learning will be graduating. The teachers and staff did absolutely everything they could to make sure that graduating was the least of your child's worries. I would like to ask for the faculty, staff, support personnel from all schools in District 2 and the District Board of Trustees to please stand and be recognized with a round of applause. "97 of our graduates have excelled academically and have been inducted into the National Honor Society, Beta Club, or the Career and Technical Honor Society. Members of the National Honor Society must maintain a cumulative grade point average of 4.0 or higher. Beta Club members must maintain a grade point average of 3.6 or higher, and Technical Honor Society members must have an A average at the Career Center and an overall grade point average of 3.0. At this time, I would like for all of these students to please stand and be recognized. Many of our students have been inducted into various other honor societies and organizations while attending BHP. These include Triumph for Music, the Kitty Hawk Air Society for ROTC, the Honors Art Society, and the South Carolina State FFA degree, Teacher Cadet National Honor Society, and Educational Psychology Honors. At this time, I would like for these students to please stand and be recognized. I am more than honored to announce that we have 12 brave graduates that have enlisted to join in the armed forces after leaving high school. I would like for these students to please stand and be recognized at this time. We have a large number of students that have received academic, athletic, and military scholarships. These scholarships will help to offset the burdensome cost of post-secondary education, and for some students, cover all of the cost of college education. I would like for any student that has received a scholarship for any amount to please stand and be recognized at this time. "16 of our graduates had the distinct honor of being named honor graduates. Students receiving this title must be in the top 6% of their class. I would like to ask these students to stand as their name is called. Tori Bagwell, Anthony Bertoni, Hayden Boatwright, Madison Kaysen, Georgiana Korn, Haley Ellenberg, Patricia Heller, Leah Keaton, Emma Key, Megan Lawless, Ellison Pruitt, Reed Schulbred, Rebecca Simpson, Hudson Taylor, Skylar Whitfield, and Derek Valsio. Let's give these students a round of applause. And finally, it is my absolute pleasure to introduce the two seniors with the highest grade point average in the class of 2020. Both of these students have outstanding classroom records and are also very active in both athletics and school clubs. This year's salutatorian is active in both Beta Club and National Honor Society and is our current student body vice president. He has maintained a GPA of 5.18 throughout his 4 years at BHP. This fall, he plans to attend Clemson University and will major in bioengineering with a minor in political science. The salutatorian of the class of 2020 is Hayden Boatwright. This year's valedictorian is also a very active member of both Beta Club and National Honor Society. During his time at BHP, he has taken 5 advanced placement courses and 10 honors courses. He has attended the Career Center all 4 years of high school. He has maintained a GPA of 5.19 during his 4 years at BHP. This fall, he plans to attend Furman University and will be majoring in computer science. The valedictorian of the class of 2020 is Reed Schulbred. Now for some words for the class of 2020. Pandemic, e-learning, school closure, and abrupt end to your senior year. These words and phrases are ones that you are probably wishing to never hear again. I know this is not the way that you envision the end of your high school career. Many of you have reached out to me upset and frustrated, and this is rightfully so. This is not the way any of us envisioned this year ending. However, hear me when I say, I think you guys were chosen to be this group for a reason. When recognizing your parents earlier, I mentioned how kind, hardworking, and considerate this group of students is, and this is no exaggeration. This group of students has always stuck out to me as being above average. You not only excel academically, but you never cease to amaze me with your compassion, kindness, and your fantastic sense of humor. What many of you students sitting on this field today do not know is that my last year as classroom teacher was your 8th grade year. The summer before you entered high school, I was hired as an assistant principal here at BHP. I, just like you, was leaving you were leaving your safe space at the middle school to come to BHP. I left everything I knew in my comfort zone to begin my career in administration. One of my biggest fears of leaving teaching was missing the day-to-day conversations and the building of relationships with students. I didn't think that it would ever be possible for me to have a bond with students the same way I did as a classroom teacher. So I began my first year in administration the same time you began your time here at BHP. We were both nervous, both walking into the unknown. Little did I know that the class of 2020 is one of the friendliest and good-natured group of students that I would ever have the pleasure of getting to know. Although I did not see you guys on a day-to-day basis, you made a point of going out of your way to be extremely friendly, outgoing, and just overall great to be around. You made my transition from teacher to administrator worth it. You eased all of my fears, and you made coming to work enjoyable. I can speak on the behalf of my staff that it is because of you that we do what we do. You make us want to come to school every day. You make us want to show up. You make us want to be the best version of ourselves so that we can continue day after day showing up, teaching you, molding you, laughing with you, and learning from you. So when I say I believe you guys were chosen to be this pandemic class of 2020, I mean that you are a group of students that will always prevail because it's simply who you are. You make people want to show up. You make me, your families, the faculty and staff of Anderson 2, and 2 communities want to show up. My challenge to you as you leave here today and move on to the military, workforce, college, or any other adventure that may be in your future is that you continue to be the people that make others want to show up. Be the person that people want to be around. Be the one that makes people feel special and appreciated. Be the person that your parents and teachers have worked so hard to mold. There are a lot of people sitting here today and watching at home that show up every day simply because of you. And I want you guys to never forget it. I love you. Thank you.
Our journeys started in different places, but they all happened to meet here. Robert Frost says, 2 roads diverged into a yellow wood. But for us, 2 towns are diverging into many paths. 2020 is the class of believers and dreamers, the class that came to be after a tragic event and welcomes adulthood through closed, quarantine doors. Our final moments of what would have been stay within our imagination. Loss within the community strikes everyone: friends, family, teachers, seasons. Our short years nothing compared to our unimaginable length of dreams. Empty desk does not equate unfulfilled learning. 2020 is the class of overcomers. No challenge too small and no pandemic too big. Overnight, the world changed. Our world around us was expected to freeze. Yet the burning desire of each senior was set ablaze. Here we sit, ready to eagerly embark on our journey, sitting on the edge of our seats, ready for wherever our journey takes us. 2 towns, ready to go off and show the world. No quarantine can keep our spirits locked inside, because deep down we are BHP Bears. All praise and glory to Thee.
When I first started writing this speech, I had no idea where to start. I knew that there were no words good enough to express the thankfulness that the class of 2020 has for our families, our teachers, and the many other people that have helped us along the way. Over the course of our lives, we have had roughly 56 teachers, not including guidance counselors, administrators, librarians, lunch ladies, and school nurses, but we'll get to them soon. These teachers have pushed us to always be our best, forced us out of our comfort zones, and maybe even led us to resent them just the slightest bit. But regardless, they have always been a shoulder to cry on after a difficult day, open arms ready to give you a hug after a stressful day, and someone to celebrate with after an exciting day. From life lessons like make it happen, people, to lots of hugs and reminders to breathe, to walking into the building bright and early on a Saturday morning just for a few bonus points, our teachers have always fought for us and wanted us to succeed. So thank you, not only to the teachers we've had for the past 4 years, but to every teacher that has ever pushed us to this moment right here. We also want to say thank you to our parents who dragged us out of bed each morning and forced us to go to school. Our parents who helped us complete our math homework that seemed impossible when we were 6 years old. Our parents who made us join sports or clubs so that we could, in the words of Miss Stevens, embrace our high school experience. Our parents who showed up to our sporting events to watch us play the game we love. Our parents who took us on college tours to see if that's where we wanted to be for the next however many years of our lives. Our parents who supported us in everything we did and continue to support us in everything we do. There are so many other people that we forget to thank, but they too helped us get to where we are. The administration that definitely got on our nerves at some point or another, but genuinely cared about the success and well-being of each and every one of us. The guidance counselors who helped us make our schedules each year and listened to constant complaints from us and our parents over ridiculous things, but also helped us through very real, very difficult situations we may have had. The lunch ladies who dealt with crazy crowds of people when they had slushies on sale for the day, the librarians who made you laugh every time you walked through the doors, and the nurse who would let you sit in her office and cry when you needed to, and always had a way to make you smile again. Even though we may not have had a great relationship with every member of the staff at BHP, we all had at least one person we could go to with anything, and we are forever grateful for that. We are grateful to BHP for all the memories, the laughs, the frustrations, and hardships that have shaped us into who we are today. The class of 2020 will forever cherish the fun times, inside jokes, homework help, Friday night lights, and even the tears. But most of all, we will forever cherish being a bear.
Let's see here. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, friends and family, teachers, faculty, staff, and of course, you guys, the infamous class of 2020. It is truly an honor to be standing before you on this very special and exciting day. As I prepared to deliver this speech to you all this morning, I was reminded of one of my favorite Bible stories, the parable of two builders. Christian blogger Emmanuel Higgins tells it like this. There once were 2 men, and each needed to build a house. The first man was foolish and chose to build on sandy soil, where it was easy to access and to dig the foundation. In a few short weeks, he was almost finished. The second man was wise and chose to build his house on a rocky hill, where it was very hard to access and to dig the foundation. He spent many months building his house. As time passed, a huge storm broke upon the houses of these men. After much rain, a flood swept through the valley, and the man's house that was built on the sand was swept away. But the second man, who had built on the rocky hill, was safe. No matter how hard it rained or how fierce the floods were, his house remained solid and immovable. I chose to share this story because many of its aspects are analogous to that of our positions as high school seniors, as well as the current state of our nation. The Sandy Foundation, for instance, represents the temptation many of us will face as we transition out of adolescence and emerge into adulthood. As humans, we are guilty of putting a dangerously high value on outward appearances. Many today build their lives on the deceitful sands of money, clothes, cars, and other material possessions. These things may be pleasing to the eye, but they will never be capable of supporting a happy, meaningful life. A sandcastle may look intricate and beautiful. It may have taken hours and several laborers to build it. It may tower above the rest of the sandcastles on the beach. But when the tide comes in, it is sure to come crashing down. The rock, on the other hand, represents the lessons we've learned from our families, friends, teachers, and Christ himself. To find emotional and spiritual stability, we must not only acknowledge these teachings, but we must also put them into practice in our everyday lives. The rain, floods, and wind from the story are comparable to the obstacles we may face in pursuit of our hopes and dreams. But the class of 2020 is no stranger to obstacles. We were born into the uncertainty and fear surrounding 9/11, and now we are graduating in the midst of a global pandemic. Today, we stand on the threshold of what we call real life, where a world full of racism, bigotry, and discrimination is waiting to greet us with open arms. I implore you to use the rock you've been provided as not only a means of establishing a future for yourself, but also as a platform on which you can fight for what you believe. This foundation is one that is sturdy and will withstand the storms of life. With that said, I would like to thank those who have acted as rocks in my own life. Mama and Dad, thank you for teaching me what it means to be a hard worker. Even in the face of adversity, you've shown perseverance in making sure that my brother and I live happy lives. You are my biggest fans, and I know you will stand by whichever path I may take in life. I love you always. Chandler, thank you for being the best big brother a guy could ask for. You are my biggest role model, and I strive to be more like you each day. Riley, thank you for being my best friend since we were 4 years old. You are one of the most talented, genuine, and passionate people I've met, and I know I can come to you with practically anything. What I admire most about you is that you are unapologetically yourself. I can't wait to start a new chapter of our lives together at Clemson. Emma. Hey, Emma. Thank you for all the laughs and staying up until ungodly hours to help me understand physics. You're so intentional in everything you do, and I know you're going to do big things in life. For those of you who saw her at prom last year, you would know she can do a mean cha-cha slide as well. I can't wait to visit you at Furman next year. When you become a surgeon, rest assured I will come to you with all my amputation needs. My boys in R&O, you know who you are. Thank you for teaching me to come out of my shell and have some fun every once in a while. We've made so many good memories together thus far, and more are sure to be made in the future. Miss Epting, thank you for having the patience of a saint. I know we AP Chem kids gave you a hard time last year, but that was just our way of saying we love you. Thank you for everything you did and continue to do for us. Miss Rogers, thank you for being a genuine friend and teaching me what it means to be a leader. Mr. DeCarlo, thank you for seeing the light in each and every student you teach. Over the past 2 years, you have taught me so much about math and even more about myself. You are such an asset to this school. There are so many people who have touched my life over the past 12 years. I could go on for days. If you've ever crossed my path, whether you like me or not, whether we're close or have lost touch, thank you for being a part of the foundation of my life. And thank you for allowing me to be a part of yours. And so, my fellow graduates, as we leave this field today and go whichever way God may lead us, we will only ever have two choices. To build our lives upon the seemingly glamorous beach that is sure to wash away, or upon the solid rock that will support us through college, our future careers, and beyond. Thank you.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to everyone for coming out and showing your support for the graduates today. Thank you for our great school administration, our teachers, and all other staff members for everything you've done to make this year seem somewhat normal again. This year has been a very scary time to be alive. No matter who you are or how tough you really think you are, if you're on the toilet, taking care of business, and you reach over to find that your last roll of toilet paper has already been used, and you know no stores have any in stock now, you're done for. You're stranded. And it's not like getting stranded in a movie where you get rescued by like some special forces team or something, and it's super epic and everyone's happy in the end. The only thing you get, if you're lucky, is to take the waddle of shame with your pants around your ankles to unlock the door so that one of your family members can throw in some paper towels. Then you get your second waddle of shame to go pick up those paper towels and finally finish what you started. Anyway, that all goes to say, the class of 2020 has persevered in a time of very legitimate, widespread fear, and that's something to be proud of. Not only have we as a group had to push through fear and uncertainty, we have also had to strengthen ourselves as individuals. In a normal year, we would have been able to spend our final months in school with our friends. We would have been able to physically be there for each other and to support each other. This year, though, we didn't have that option. We had our parents and siblings, and of course, for those that live with your grandparents or by yourself, you had them to be with, but not your friends. Now, I personally am lucky because my sister already moved out, so she wasn't there to bully me this whole year. Just kidding, I love you, Joe. I'm partially kidding. My mom is always very supportive of me, and my dad and stepmom are also very supportive of my stepbrothers and I, one of which is graduating with me this year, so shout out to you, Habe, right there. But a lot of people in this graduating class don't have a positive home life like that, and with no friends to turn to other than online. Those who have abusive or unsupported parents or family members, those who never knew if their family would have the money to put food on the table until the next paycheck, and those who have any other sort of issues at home with nowhere to escape, have had an extremely difficult set of circumstances to push through to get where they are today. I'm proud of everyone graduating today, and I'm especially proud of those of you that have fought the odds throughout your life, taken your success into your own hands, even if your family hasn't supported you, and made it to this point. It's been a rough year for everyone, but now we're starting to see the light at the end of the coronavirus tunnel. After making it through everything that has happened, I know there is nothing that can stop us from reaching success in life. Whether success to you is getting into your dream career, helping your family become financially stable, maybe teaching others in whatever religion you follow, or becoming a great political leader, you have all already proven that you can get to where you need to be in life. If you choose the whole politics thing, though, just please do better than all the awful ones that we have today. Not that they're all awful, but do better than the bad ones. I know I said that we are starting to be able to see the light at the end of the coronavirus tunnel, but that doesn't mean we're in the clear. I'm sure everyone here knows about the horrible social injustices that have recently occurred in our country. I'm not going to preach to you about any of these incidents or issues specifically, but I need to at least bring these issues up because the whole point of this ceremony is not only to celebrate our accomplishments, but also our passage from high school into the world. And I've lost my place. And issues like police brutality and racial divides are what we're stepping into once we get out of high school. Past generations have made great progress, but we can't stop that progress now. We can't settle for mediocrity and become complacent. We have to push forward, always in search of the truth, always in search of peace, and always in search of the greater good. It's now our time to go out and change the world.
Graduation is a ceremony of honor and recognition. It is an important day not only for graduates, but also for each family member and friend in attendance. In order to assure that all of our graduates receive the recognition they deserve, we ask that you refrain from making loud noise during the presentation of diplomas. We want to make certain that every graduate's name is heard when it is called. The young men and women who walk across the stage today have earned the right to do so. With your help and support, this will be a memorable time for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to take a brief pause while EMS sees to one of our guests. Reagan Lauren Abercrombie. Caleb Jack Adams. Jakayla Kendasia Rochelle Agnew. Shakaya Alicia Akins. Carissa Diane Elwine. Christian Lonnie Dakota Anderson. Kenyetta Anessa Anderson. Madeline Olivia Ashley. Celeste Nicole Bagwell. Tori Elise Bagwell. Jasmine Mercedes Banks. Michael Robert Bannister Jr. Kinsley Renee Barnes. Tyler Devin Barnes. Sion Cameron Barnett. Sydney Lynn Batson. Benjamin Andrew Bear. Alan Chancellor Bell. Anthony Luke Bertoni. Mary Catherine Bigby. William Paul Blackston. Hayden Finley Boatwright. Donald Devin Lane Bolt. Michael Alexander Bostick. Joya Hope Bradley. Cassidy Alexandra Bradshaw. Alyssa Haley Brantley. Carissa Elise Branyon. Kaylin Sierra Branyon. Clayton Levi Bratcher. Justin William Brenneman. Carly Ariana Brock. Devin Andrew Brock. Hannah Leanne Bromling. Bryson Cole Brown. Ethan J. Brown. Emily Faith Browning. Rachel Brooke Brumley. Dylan Lee Bryant. Jake Marshall Buffington. Austin Michael Burdett. Emily Grace Burdett. Carlito Tito Raymond Burgos. Elisha Antoine Sane Burgos. Alondra Kirel Zinese Burns. Madison Nicole Burton. Diaviane Thomasina Catalina Elizabeth Butler. Demetrius Octavius Bird. Cole Edward Campbell. Jackson J. Campbell. Noah Woodson Campbell. Savannah Rylan Campbell. Terry Bradley Campbell. Zoe Ann Campbell. Dolores Guadalupe Cantorin. Madison Blake Kaysen. Carlos Jose Loquez Celosia. William Chandler Charping. Joseph Michael Chastain Jr. Jasmine Elizabeth Chirinos. Kylie Jade Christian. Hannah Rose Davis Clark. John Michael Coker II. Braylon Deanne Carlson Cooley. Garrison Brady Cooley. Georgiana Jan Korn. Braden Christopher Couch. Chase Graham Cox. Ross Thomas Kraft. Haley Nicole Crawford. Brianna Lee Crocker. Stephen Daniel Daldine. Cody Blake Darby. Jenna Lee Darby. Ashley Renee Davis. Bryce Lyndon DeLuca. Logan Wallace Devlin. Jaquez Tremaine Dixon. Justin Lee Duncan. Levi Nathaniel Dutton. Allie Bryson Dyer. Victoria Austin Earhart. Haley Elizabeth Ellenberg. Morgan Gail Elliott. Anna Marie Irene Ellis. Reginald John Ellis II. John Grady Ellison. Jason Clay Fields. Leela Robin Fisher. Angel Lee Fowler. Bailey Elise Fricks. Isabella Christine Galloway. Emma Margaret Gambrell. Hannah Renee Gambrell. Jackson Cole Gannon. Zirian DeBraden Gear. Sean Devin Gilbert. Troy James Gilbert. Kenneth Trevor Gorman. Haley Aaron Gravina. Khalid Nasir Greaves. Aaliyah Danielle Griffin. Isaiah Samaj Groves. Andrew James Guest. Brandon Tyler Gunter. Hannah Aaliyah Guthrie. Joycelyn Ashanti Hall. Noah Michael Shane Hamer. Jaden Maureen Hammett. Brianna Nicole Hawthorne. Brianna Elise Hayes. Patricia Marshall Heller. William Lawrence Hembry. Lucas Alexander Henderson. Skylar Renee Herring. Tristan Kaya Higdon. Jason Brantz Hobby. Margaret Stacy Holder. Jamie Elizabeth Holliday. India Gervais Holloway. Melody Nicole Holmes. Haley Nicole Hood. April Leanne Hopkins. Madeline Grace Hopper. Julia Grace Hunter. Rebecca Ann Hunter. Zion Jahi Hunter Smith. Luke Halls Ivester. Edgar Jonathan Jackson Jr. Catherine Elizabeth Jennings. Cameron O'Brien Jester. Charlesley Denise Johnson. Jeremiah Preston Malachi Johnson. Caitlin Victoria Johnson. Paris Kalia Johnson. Tanya Nicole Johnson. Anthony Edward Jones Jr. Jalen DeAndre Jones. Olivia Brooke Jones. Leah Michelle Keaton. Brianna Sky Kelly. Miranda Nicole Kelly. Emma Grace Key. Amber Jewel King. Hunter Bryson King. James Robert King. Matthew James Kirk. Robert Michael Klauser. Marissa Danielle Knox. Megan Ryan Kunkel. Sierra Alexis Latimer. Eric Corey Latimer. Jacob Nathaniel Lawton. Alyssa Jean Lavasser. Caitlin Abigail Lewis. Patience Emerald Lynn Leba. Jericho Frederick Lincoln. Courtney Blake Lindley. Dustin Keith Lindsay. Serenity Jade Lindsay. Chastity Nicole Lingerfelt. Jordan Alexis Littlejohn. Megan Elizabeth Lawless. Ashley Aaliyah Lomax. Brooklyn Mackenzie Long. Kyler Mason Lowe. Chloe Ashlyn Lusk. Riley Adele Lusk. Christian Daquan Mack. Austin Rockford Mansell. Marilee Francis Marchman. Jaden Nathaniel Jesse Martin. Dimitri Trayvon Madison. Albert James McAllister. Cole Wyatt McAllister. Caitlin Jenna McClay. James Walker McCollum. Kyle Thomas McDowell. Nathaniel Clay McMillan. Logan Matthew Milford. Melanie Alyssa Minton. Chandler Dale Mitchell. James Logan Mitchell. Lydia Ruth Moon. Alyssa Jade Moore. Austin Tyler Moore. Nicholas Kane Moore. Zachary Sloan Mosley. John Edward Moss II. Layla Mariah Murray. Dulce Mar Olivo Martinez. Ethan August Oncal. Abigail Marie Owen. Justin Luke Owens. Philip Vladimir Peknuk. Joshua Luis Para. Brevin Clay Patterson. Cheyenne Rain Peak. Joy Elizabeth Phillips. Brianna Jenna Lee Pittman. Harrison Vanetton Price. Brenasia Abria Pruitt. Helen Ellison Pruitt. Landon Jacob Christopher Pruitt. Brianna Nicole Queen. Jadakiss Shamar Jewels Rice. Thomas Hunter Ritchie. Haley Grace Ricketts. Leslie Henry Ricketts IV. Alexander Aaron Rivest. Courtney Marie Roberts. Jatam Marquise Robinson. Michaela Lane Rumsey. Cheyenne Ariana Delana Rutland. Addison Davis Sanders. William Spencer Sargent. Carson Lee Satterfield. Austin Ray Saxton. Amanda Grace Schrantz. Rachel Olivia Scragg. Joshua Braden Matthew Shirley. Reed Fowler Schulbred. Rebecca Sue Simpson. Harley Ray Sisk. Robert Matthew Joseph Sloan IV. Brandacia Keondis Smith. Claire Evelyn Smith. Elijah Christian Smith. Oriana Taeja Smith. Quentin Taylor Smith. Ashley Marie Spearman. Anthony Rashawn Stewart Island. Haley Nicole Stone. Trent Dale Sullivan. Eli James Taylor. Hudson Gabriel Jonghon Taylor. Isaac Lee Taylor. Trayvon Marquez Taylor. Kelsey Leanne Thomas. Jordan Raphael Trainum. Skylar Cloud Tucker. Joshua Noah Aldrich. Derek Martin Viacio. Chewy Simon Tu Jr. Vang. Megan Alexandria Vaughn. Taylor Marie Vaughn. Emma Abigail Vinson. Elise Brianna Vipperman. Caleb Lamar Waters. Alyssa Skylar Whitfield. Hunter Brant Wilbanks. Ayana Anise Williams. Caroline Alexis Williamson. Jate Rodriguez Emmanuel Williford. Kaylin Mary Wilson. Haley Renee Wilson. Lauren Alexis Wilson. Arthur Dodson Wood IV. Samuel Kendrell Woods. Simona Nicole Woody. Mackenzie Grace Worley. Robert Henry Randolph Worley. Grace Catherine Worst. William Zachary Yates. Malik James Yobel.
Class of 2020, please stand for the alma mater.
It is my privilege to confer upon each of you your South Carolina diploma and the right and privilege thereof. Please join me in congratulating the class of 2020.